Hello Virgo. Welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. Wow, love, very nice. First card's the strongest. There's a lot of love here. So I'm looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with romantically. This could be somebody who is in a relationship with you right now. Could have been in the past. Holy crap. Person's in love with you. They don't just love you, but they're in love with you. Yes, very nice. This is feelings and emotions. This is love. Those two in this deck I consider are the most best cards when it comes to love. All the other ones are different feelings and emotions. Also, for those of you who are new, my method of reading for the majority of this video, I channel through my higher intuitive self, and I have the ability of getting the answers that I need. I don't actually channel through any spirit guides. And also, at the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, to provide you with some type of advice regarding your situation here. I was so happy. Everything was so good. And then, of course, you have some darker cards, darker feelings. By dark feelings, it's what your person of interest is feeling, but some of these cards are very intense, so you could also be feeling some of this. Some of you may literally be, it's like both of you are upset for something, both of you are healing. You're trying to heal, at least. But there's love here. Oh, that's the worst. All right. So we have here, first card is the strongest. We have love, followed by ecstasy. Then we have feelings and emotions, creativity, beliefs, healing, embracing the shadow, wisdom. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, we have laughter. All right, I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. This could be a relationship, a situationship. It could also be somebody who you've simply exchanged glances with more than a few times, and you know that there's something there, but no one's speaking up. Okay. My dear Virgo, I've realized that I do have love for you, a lot. The love that I feel, it's pure, it's clean, it's true. It is unconditional. And there's this newness, this freshness about the feeling that I have. It always stays the same. A part of me feels that there's this happiness that's unlike any other thing I've ever felt. My soul feels happy, eternally blissful. There's something about you that makes me feel very happy. It's like I'm above the clouds, and I'm flying and I'm soaring. I have realized now that I have feelings and emotions for you. Before, I didn't realize this. But now I know this. When you're happy, I'm happy. And when you're sad, my world falls apart and I don't really know what to do to make you happy. I want to always see you smiling. I want to be that person that can bring some light into your life as you have brought into mine. And I do want to create something with you, something that'll be long-lasting for the world to see, something beautiful, something very loving. This web of love that I'd want to weave and have you in the middle of it. You are the center of my world. This is how much I truly do love you. But we've had our ups and downs and our differences. And I know sometimes we don't see eye to eye, and I don't know if we ever will. But the blow up that we had, this big, big situation that we felt so passionate about, certain things keep repeating, but all I'm trying to do is heal now. I've taken a step back. Right now you may wonder, where did I go? What am I doing? What am I up to? I've turned into a hermit. I've detached myself from the world and many other people because I really do need to think straight about the situation. I need to know what is going to happen, what can happen. What did I do, and how can I fix it? I do feel that in this connection, it is important for me now to retreat and figure out why I do what I do. How can I make things better? How can I do things better? I understand that you and I have, yes, been through a lot. We have. But a few things in my life that I've experienced have changed my perspective. Right now, I am in self-contemplation mode. There's a sense of introspection, reflecting on my actions and my beliefs, the things that really are close to my heart, the way I was born and raised, the way I've experienced my life and my adulthood. These are the things that make me who I am, but I understand that there are differences between you and I. And you won't necessarily think or feel the way I do. So I'm taking a step back. This is the reason why I don't communicate with you much. I don't contact you like I used to. I don't talk to you like I used to. Things between our communication, they're different now. They're not the same. And because of this behavior, this action that I've taken, there is a lot of awkwardness, I feel. There's this tension in the air, even though there's distance. I do feel very awkward. And I feel that the environment is very uncomfortable now for the both of us, not just for me. But it's because you've seen a side of me that was very impulsive, compulsive, and maybe even aggressive, you thought. But this is a part of who I am. It makes me who I am. I am who I am, and I can't change my ways for anybody because it's me. I'll try to adjust, but I don't know how I can. Yes, my beliefs are too strong. And hopefully I'll be able to overcome this confusion that I have. Hopefully I'll be able to overcome this pain, this wound, and heal from it. I have become much wiser. I am no longer the same person that I used to be, but you don't know that. Because there's distance, because of this awkwardness and me just being a hermit. I am wiser. I have learned a lesson, and I have learned from my mistakes. Overall, there's this sense of laughter, a sense of happiness in my heart, knowing that there's a friendship that runs very deep in this connection. This friendship holds us together like glue. I don't know if you feel this, but for me, even though there is distance, even though there is a lack of communication, even though there's attitude, underneath all of that, I am still deeply in love with you. And I don't know if you can feel it, but I think you can. And that's why it's hard for me to let go. Because I feel this resonating. And you sending me waves of love, even when I'm sleeping. I do miss you, but I just don't know what to do right now. I still have to think things over. All right, Virgo. That was quite sentimental now, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It's a very, I've never had this combination, ever. Any of these cards in this way. That's so interesting. Beliefs, healing, embracing the shadow, and then wisdom. It's interesting how wisdom just fell right as the last card. Because that's the result of all of this. This person has learned a lesson. They are much more wiser. Some of you may have seen this, or some of you might have experienced this. A small portion of you might experience this. But the rest of you experience the fact that there's distance, there's healing here, there's a lot of awkwardness, and it's so awkward being awkward, isn't it? It's very difficult starting a conversation. And this is the whole issue here. This person too, they're feeling the beliefs between the both of you are very vast. And these beliefs have actually caused a rift between the both of you, a distance. Now, beliefs could be, for some of you, like I said earlier in other videos, it could be a religious issue. You may be from a different religion, different background, different culture, different financial status. Somebody may be very underprivileged, somebody may be extremely rich, and their families don't want them to get together. It could be many, many things. Differences in believing what a relationship should be like. One person may feel that an open relationship is okay, that a casual relationship is okay, but the other person wants commitment, for example. So this is kind of what beliefs talks about, that your thought process is very different from the other person. Okay. Let's have a look. Well, that didn't go down well now, did it? Oh my gosh. Fell in a very awkward area. Guys, give me a few seconds. Okay, we're back. So, while I'm doing that, I should just announce anyway. So this is the Lover's Path Tarot, and I have a look at what it is that your person of interest has gone through and what happened between the both of you back then when things started to go downhill in this connection. So something that happened in the past that caused a problem in this connection in the first place. There you go. Ah, yikes. Lack of communication. You know what? You got an extra one. I'm going to pull that out for you. Okay. There you go. All right. So I read these in the reverse. Here we have the 8 of staffs, 8 of arrows, and the 10 of arrows. So 8 of staffs, let's start with that. So I do read the reverse. The 8 of staffs here does talk about waiting too long for communication. Perhaps it's time to take the initiative, to create waves of communication, waiting for others to make the first move and being passive. So they are aware that there's a lack of communication and that communication has not happened between the both of you as much as it should, as much as it could have. For this reason, it is important to know that whatever type of communication is going to happen in the future, this person right now feels that they want you to make the first move. Now let me tell you, that's not going to make a difference. They just want that, but they don't actually know if that's what they want. You see, they're healing, right? And did they have the wisdom? Yes, they did. The next thing they need now is strength. There's no use of healing and then having that wisdom. That's great. You can heal and have the wisdom. But do they have the strength, as the strength card is? Do they have the strength to come out and reach out to you? No, they don't. So why would you reach out to them? Because even if you do, they're not going to have the courage or strength to talk to you because they don't have the strength. So you have to wait and not reach out to this person as soon as they message you, or if you decide to just randomly message them. Let's not do that. Okay? Let this person reach out to you first. Let them feel comfortable enough to reach out to you. Here we have the 8 of arrows. Ooh, yikes. 8 of arrows, not a happy card. Talks about depression, entrapment, and a sense of victimization. Entrapped by sorrows and emotions. Now remember, Virgo, this is something that happened in the past, okay? Even in the past, there was a lack of communication, and it may have been that this person always wanted you to communicate with them, and you were always taking and making the first move. You were always initiating the messages, initiating the picnics, initiating all of your dates together, right? It may have just been you, and this person was not doing that, and that's the problem. They were being very passive at the time. So just remember that in the past, this is something that caused a problem, because it doesn't show me that they actually took a lot of initiative reaching out to you. You took more, and you reached out to them more. That's what it shows me here. Some of it might be, a bit off because this is a general love reading, but it does show me that there could have been more communication in this connection in the past, but there was less. Here we also have 8 of arrows. Let's have a look at that. So I did start with it, but then I went back to the 8 of staves. So this talks about, which is the 8 of arrows, depression, entrapment, victimization. This person feels victimized. They felt depressed, and they felt like they were trapped. Entrapped by emotions and sorrow, the inability to move, feeling victimized and feeling extreme sorrow. Here the card suggests, or the author, things may not be as bad as they seem. There is obsession with personal problems to the detriment of others. Now, what does that mean? Obsession with personal problems. Now, this person has a lot of issues, and they think about it a lot because they cannot solve the problem. There's no solution to the issue. And so they think about certain things a lot, but the problem is it's detrimental. It gets in the way of things, causes problems. Here we have problems that may come from within, and a sense of narcissism. This person might have been a little bit, or maybe a lot, narcissistic. They may have had that type of behavior or tendencies. So that's definitely something that's popping up here. But it's because of the way they behave, the way they react. They're kind of different when they deal with you. Here we also have the 10 of arrows. The 10 of arrows talks about understanding, culmination, Wisdom. Perfect emotional wisdom gained through experience, but the opposite, and that is what this is. Perfect emotional wisdom that is not gained through experience. The end of a difficult situation and sharing the knowledge but not being able to share the knowledge because this person never gained any knowledge. So you see the wisdom card, like the wisdom word is here, perfect emotional wisdom. Sharing knowledge with others, knowledge and wisdom, right? Remember you just had the card wisdom in the beginning, on the end? So you did have the wisdom card, which means in the past, this person did not have that wisdom. But those cards that I read right in the beginning, that's your present. So do they have wisdom now? 100% yes. Yes, they do have wisdom now. Did they have wisdom before? No, they didn't. And it's usually because of time. You spend a little bit of time apart and people start to grow a bit wiser. Here it talks about more needs to be considered before completely understanding a situation, overwhelmed by too much information. Now, the problem here is they're also overwhelmed with the fact that they're obsessing with the personal problems. So they have their own issues, but it's to the detriment of others. And when it's causing problems for everybody else around this individual, then the person, you know, himself or herself become toxic because they're carrying other people's issues with them. It's very stressful, it's very upsetting, and sometimes we do worry about those that we care about, right? But this person never really, they never really, like, I guess you could say, they never really thought what it would be like to be you in that type of an environment. Let me just go over this one again, the 10 of Arrows. So, yeah, they were just simply too overwhelmed, and they used to get lost in the details. So it could have been, Virgo, at some time in this connection, you may have expressed your feelings to this person, and they started to retreat, take a step back, they ghosted you, they stopped talking to you. Why? Because they were overwhelmed. They got lost in the details. And that does mean that so much has happened, so much was talked about. You know, they may have sent you a text with 5 words. You send a text with like 100 words, as an example. And that does happen. People do get lost in the details because there's too much information coming through and there's nobody pinpointing what the actual issue is. So you don't want to do that. If they send you 5 not letters, but 5 words in a text, for example, you write to them 8. Maximum 8. Stick with 5, but maximum 8. Do not write paragraphs and paragraphs because it will show that you are desperate. And that will bring their head all the way up here again. They'll be like, oh yes, okay. I can definitely, I still have this person. I still have Virgo. So let me just let it linger on for a little longer, right? You don't want that. You don't want that anymore. So you treat this person how they've been treating you. And try not to give them too much attention because they have to be the one who's going to use this wisdom to the best of their abilities and have that sense of courage to come towards you. All right. This is the Beginner's Tarot deck. So I'm going to have a look at, talk about Hermit. 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 Yes. 2 cards have popped up where this person is a hermit now. Like, literally. For you, it must be really frustrating because you haven't heard from this person in a long time. But remember one thing, right? As a human being, they're doing this to heal. They're doing this to be a better person. Not only for you, but to be a better person for themselves. The relationship that they have with you was kind of messed up to some degree, but the relationship even around them with other people, remember the other card said detrimental to others, right? This behavior that this person has causes issues not in your life only, but in other people's lives too. So somebody might have said something to this person, not just you, but other people might have said something. And this person started to truly think about themselves and who they are. And whatever anybody said, it has definitely made an impact. Of course, Nine of Swords. This is like one of the worst cards to have for another person or even yourself. Sleepless nights, not feeling good about decisions that were made. My heavens. Yeah, not good at all. The only one card here that's nice is that one. We have here under the bottom of the deck the Eight of Cups. So really interesting. You have a few here that are not so... It's your person of interest, okay? So, I mean, you know, you can do whatever you want to do and feel however you feel. This person really is not feeling that great. I hope this doesn't resonate with you. I think some of you are feeling this too. You're kind of ignoring people. You're kind of being, you know, in recluse. You are holding your hand over your face and just kind of wondering, like, how did this happen? Why did this happen to me? And you want to move on from it too. This person wants to move on from it too. There's a lot of similarities here that I'm sensing that some of you have, as well as this person. And it's because both of you love each other. That's why. So, starting with the Hermit, this person, just like I said earlier with the healing card, okay? This person really does want to just take their time out, take a step back, learn about what they did, why they did it, and why they continue this behavior in their life. After the Hermit, after this mode, you get the Wisdom card, which you did get earlier. And so yes, this person is going to be wise in the future. Here we have Nine of Swords. They are so upset. They have fear, paranoia, feeling of guilt, a sense of dread that's just hanging over their head. Like they got 9 swords here hanging over them. Is just about to drop. Things are just at that tipping point, right at the edge. Things are right on the edge right now. And there are some people out there that fall under this category, this reading. Some people are actually crying. This individual is very, very upset. And there's a lot of remorse, there's a lot of regret, and there's a lot of questions that they're asking themselves. Why did I do this to my Virgo? And how on earth could I have done this to them? Those are the questions that they're actually asking themselves. Here we also have 6 of Swords. They don't want to be in this feeling anymore. Who does, right? Nobody does. Nothing lasts forever. Not even good. Not even bad things. 6 of Swords. They want to move on from the situation onto calmer waters. So many things before used to be smooth. It used to be smooth sailing, but now they've realized that many things are very rough. It's a lot of, I guess you could say, waves. So this person just wants to move on to calmer waters because they don't want the ups and downs that happened before. And that is an indication that this person is ready to move on. Here we have also the reason why they want more clarity too. We have here the 6 of Pentacles. Now eventually, this is one good card, guys. Eventually they're going to make the decision and they want to take you out. Maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee, whatever it takes. They want to take you out somewhere. They've made their decision and finally they do want to be with you. Here we have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups here talks about this individual walking away, moving on from the heartache and pain, moving on from the situation, the pain that they caused you, and wanting to be what? A hermit. So they're moving far away into the mountains, and they're going to go and stay somewhere, maybe in a cave. And then we have here the Hermit. So it's interesting because these cards go hand in hand. 8 of Cups means wanting to move on, having more wisdom in the far future, more of a spiritual journey even. But eventually here we have the Hermit card. So It's quite a journey this person has to make emotionally. Even the personality might change a little bit, but only for the better. So do I see any actions? In all honesty, Virgo, I see their actions more towards themselves right now. Like they themselves want to be a better person. So they're taking action, but it's nothing towards you. It's towards themselves or themselves. And we have here also the Six of Swords. It's bothering them so much that they don't want to be in this situation anymore and they want to move on. So that's action, but it's not an action towards you at that, like not directly. Now, what is towards you is the Six of Pentacles. Great intention, a plan, eventually making that gesture towards you that, you know, let's hang out. Some type of a message will come through where this person is going to reach out to you. But I would recommend that, you know, you let them reach out to you first, because the theme of this entire reading is very much Hermit, self-reflection, introspection. Detach from the world so that they are not distracted by everyday problems. They can concentrate on what they need to. All right, let me just do a quick prayer. Okay. All right, we have here, you are ready, followed by success. After that, we have romance. Within the next few weeks. Next few weeks could also be months. And we have here, meditation brings answers. Followed by don't stop and listen to your intuition. Underneath the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme is helpful people. All right, Virgo. So we have here, some of you may wonder, you know, will you be able to handle this if this person ever came around? They are saying here that you are ready. So you are ready. There will be success. There's going to be a sense of romance. And when you're ready, this is being ready physically, emotionally, spiritually. You're ready. Like you've been through so much that for some of you, it's like you've been through so much pain that nothing else can hurt you anymore. Because what could hurt you possibly more than this? And that's why you're ready. Solid like a rock. Here we have success. So there is going to be success in the future. This is a spiritually based romantic connection. So that is really interesting that there is romance here. We also have within the next few weeks, you will realize this. There's going to be success. Now, the weeks could be months, because a few weeks could be actually literally months. Meditation brings answers. Now, some of you have been kind of very, very much in your head space. And this is, again, if this person's gone into hermit mode, it is also recommended for you not to turn into a hermit, but take out some time for yourself, literally like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, it would be best if you could do it every day. But when you're drinking tea or coffee or whatever, just self-reflection. Sit down, think about life, think about the things. Don't worry about stuff, but just think about certain things that you appreciate, certain things that you really want to accomplish. But also talk in your heart and your mind to the divine. That is the source. Here we have the Christ consciousness. The source is the creator of the Christ consciousness, which is why they call him the Father. It prefers to be a father. It is masculine and feminine energy, but the source prefers to be in the alpha state because it's more of a leader or somebody who's confident, who's a go-getter. So that's why people say the father, because it prefers to be a father. Now, we have here also meditation that you do, or a prayer that you do. Meditation, you don't have to do more than 21 minutes for some of you that are kind of really wanting to do it fast. My angel guide has told me that. 21 minutes. 21. Remember that one, okay? I found that funny the first time she told me. I was like, not 20, eh? Like, no, 21. So 21 minutes for meditation is sufficient for some of you. A prayer is good too. That's just you talking, you know, just talk to the divine in your heart. And ask questions because you will receive answers. They're saying here to not stop, so don't stop giving and receiving love. Keep that positive energy flowing. Also, they're saying to listen to your intuition. Now, when you ask for answers, when you're going to meditate or when you're going to prayer, you're going to be asking questions, right? You're going to receive answers. Intuitively, you will receive those answers. But in addition to that, other people are also a means of providing us information from the beyond. When we ask something, the celestial beings do help other people say certain things, actually. It's like an instinct thing. Here we have listen to your intuition. So whatever you feel, your gut feeling, you listen to it. But also, helpful people is under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. Some of you may be really isolated or very quiet. So they are saying that it's important for you to talk to somebody. This could be a friend, a family member, it could be a counselor. It could be somebody that writes blogs, or like somebody on Reddit, for example, related to relationships. Even, for example, YouTube or any type of video channel where they have relationship coaches, right? So people that are helpful, people who have written books. Who writes books? People write books, right? So it doesn't have to be a live, talk with somebody. It could just be you reading something. But whatever it is, once you get some type of information, that's why they said helpful people. You need help from people. Why? Because they're going to talk to you and you're going to gain some knowledge from that conversation. And based on that, you will be able to get answers that you have asked. In addition to that, because you've talked to other people, you'll gain some knowledge and you will be able to also use your own intuition. Plain as day. It's not bad, guys. It's good. Just try not to keep too much to yourselves. Like, it is important to even write a diary if you need to. Write to yourself. Writing a diary, expressing yourself in ways that are like painting or sculpting or things like that. It could be anything. It's important to express yourself because it's a release of energy, right? You're releasing energy. Something that is maybe negative or something that's sad, you can release that energy. And it's by putting your energy into something else. And it's then transferred. It's not your problem anymore. Let something else handle it and deal with it. That's their issue. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way energy works. All right, Virgo, that is your reading. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity, some guidance in your situation. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this resonated, or even a part of it if it did. Feel free to tell me what's going on. I do read your scenarios, your stories, and the issues that you're going through. So I do read that, but sometimes I just can't comment back. I try as much as I can, though. Also, I wanted to mention that right now I do have openings for love readings, which are the written report readings. They're all conducted by myself, and you get all of the interpretation. I would recommend that you have a look at the complete description before you place the order. So that can be found on www.asnointia.com. And when you get to the website, go to the rates and packages section. Underneath that, you will see whatever is available currently. But please do read the description, because I have detailed information as to what you can receive from that type of package, what I give you. And it's just a better understanding for you, because then there's no surprises, there's no expectations, and you know exactly, right, what you're expecting, and that's what you're going to get. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys again. Take care. Stay safe. Bye now.